Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Modern Engineers. Got a little bit of a short episode today. We're going to do a rig tour. As you can see, I have done a lot of welding and a lot of building. This is the saddle crane, by the way, to lift up the pipe strings into the right area. So we're getting there. That's the cradle, or the lifter. And then we have our rig back there. We got some of the special pieces of equipment. Let's actually start with the drill platform. So this first piece of equipment, this actually here is the lifter. This lifts the pipe string from the storage position into the upright position. And then we have the rig up there, which actually lowers the pipe into the hole here. Here you have the little tires that are going to hold it straight, and then the lock that holds it while we get the next string in the line. Then coming off the back of the rig, we got our pipe that goes to our extractor here, which cleans up the mud and turns it into crude oil. You got your flare here to burn off all the excess natural gas. And then, of course, the filter that puts it back in this tank. At the bottom, we have a special little sorter here, so we can drain the fuel once we're offloading onto another ship. So this is a little offload area. Still not done because I want to get the rig in the water before we start worrying about the extraction system, because I want to know how far it's going to have to go. Got lots of warnings and labels everywhere. And then here we have the drill platform. This is where we should be able to control the whole mechanism from in here. I'm still programming. That's why a lot of the buttons aren't ready yet. Got our nice ventilation, warning signs, all that stuff. Back here, it's pretty empty, but we do have some lights, and we have the radio antenna to actually communicate with home. I'm debating putting on some broadcast relays to be able to communicate some messages like fill states, stuff like that. But right now, the biggest priority has been worrying about getting it in the water. We also have a beacon up there and some warning lights for aircraft if they ever fly too close. But let's go downstairs. Next, we have our medical deck. This is where we focused on the last episode. As you can see, almost done. I have some minor components that still need to be filled out, but we have most of our components inside. Lots of nice little desks everywhere. We got our galley, which seems to be missing some paint, so I'll make sure to come back in here and finish off the painting. We've got some storage for some food for the crew. Not a lot of storage, but it is some storage. Got our food processor here. Nice little kitchen. Decent sized galley, I would say. Moving further, the rest of the lounge is actually pretty decently sized. I got some entertainment here that they can watch and enjoy. I'm debating adding some more. Maybe we'll put some inset books or something like that. Just kind of increase their entertainment value of the crew. Got lots of piping everywhere. We also have our co-ed shower here for the general crew. And then back here, we have one of our first staterooms. Nice big old corner stateroom. Moving further aft, we have our gyro room and our stabilizer computers right there. We have another stateroom. I tried to keep it 2 people per room. Some more greebling on the roof. And then our last stateroom. Nothing crazy. Super nice. I'm still missing some panels here, but I'm working on it. Haven't decided what's going to go there yet. We also have the commander's stateroom, or just the boss's stateroom. He gets a nicer room. Some panels and displays. Moving forward here, we have our pilot house. Nice little navigation map. And then we have our computers and controls for actually maneuvering the rig, because it is self-propulsion, which is super nice. And we have a little outcrop here, but it's sheltered from the rain, so it should be pretty decent to actually go out on. Nothing too crazy. We got some ladders back there for when we go up or down, so that we can actually just go straight to the drill platform or the lower deck, which we'll show off here soon. Moving into this room, I'm still getting the components for this, but this is our air conditioning plant. We also have a lot of our rig components and controllers here. Still working on some of the programming, but we're almost there. Decent sized little engineering space. We're going to head downstairs to our second engineering space, which is the actual engine room or generator room. This actually provides about 20 megawatts worth of energy, and then we have some starter/emergency batteries. Got a filter here so that we can actually put hydrogen up to the rest of the ship. A viewer told me that hydrogen actually weighs heavier, so we're not going to plummet into the main tanks on the bottom there. This crawlway was added because I added a new rule that if anything looks like it needs maintenance, it needs access for maintenance. So these large rollers here for making sure that the pipe stays straight going down, they might need grease or lubricant or need their parts changed out. So I added these crawlways down here so that we can actually access. I also noticed in some tests that the pipes still tried to bend. So I added those blast armors on the bottom to try and help prevent the bending from getting too excessive so that we can still make contact. Here's some more of that maintenance access here. You can see the top of the drill deck up there. But these are designed to keep the pipe straight as it goes down to the ocean floor. You also have this little jumper point here so that you can access these upper rollers here. And then this crawlway should allow me to view the rig when it's in operation. And then you can see that we have this ladder well back here that allows me to go to the flight deck. Well, the main deck, and then of course up one more, it goes to the drill deck, and then up one more and it goes to the flight deck. Super simple, super easy, just took forever to build because it's just me out here. But that is the overall drill platform. Anyway, I think it looks actually really good, and I hope you guys enjoy the design. I'm looking forward to getting it in the water and hopefully setting it up, and we'll do some offshore mining. Catch y'all in the next one.